in the field of hydrology. You ask the atheist regarding the water cycle, when did you come to know this? He will tell you that the water, it evaporates and it forms into clouds. Then there's rainfall and the water is replenished. You ask him, when did you come to know this? He will say, in 1580, where Sir Bernard Palissy discovered regarding the water cycle. The glorious Qur'an talks about the water cycle in great detail in several places. In Surah Araf, chapter number 7, verse number 57, Surah Raj, chapter number 13, verse number 17, Surah Hijr, chapter number 15, verse number 22, Surah Mu'minun, chapter 23, verse number 18, Surah Nur, chapter number 24, verse number 43, Surah Furqan, chapter number 25, verse number 48 and 49, Surah Rum, chapter number 30, verse number 24, Surah Rum, chapter number 30, verse number 48, Surah Yasin, chapter number 36, verse number 34, Surah Zumur, chapter number 39, verse number 21, Surah Jasiyah, chapter number 45, verse number 5, as well as Surah Qaf, chapter number 50, verse number 9 and 10. These are the various verses where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the water cycle in great detail. You ask him, who could have mentioned all of this in the glorious Quran 1400 years ago? He will think. So you don't argue with him, continue. In the field of geology, today the geologists, they tell us that the radius of the earth, it is approximately 3,750 miles. And as you go deeper, it is hot and there is a lot of fluid. And the uppermost layer, it is thin and it is approximately 1 to 20 miles in thickness. And the folding phenomena, it gives rise to mountain ranges. And it prevents the earth from shaking. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Naba, chapter number 78, verse number 7, Wal jibala autada. Thereafter we have made the earth as an expanse. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Anbiya, chapter number 21, verse number 31, that we have placed on the earth mountains standing firm, lest the earth would shake. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He has placed on the earth mountains to prevent the earth from shaking. In the field of oceanology, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Furqan, chapter 25, verse 53, it is Allah who has let free two bodies of flowing water, one sweet and palatable and the other salty and bitter. Though they meet, yet they do not mix. There's a barrier between them which is forbidden to be trespassed. Today, after science has advanced, we have come to know that when one type of water flows into another type of water, it homogenizes and loses its constituents. This homogenizing area in Arabic, it is called as barzakh. And the glorious Quran talks about this 1400 years ago, which science has discovered it recently. In the field of biology, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Anbiya, chapter number 21, verse number 30, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. And we have created every living thing from water. Do not then believe? Imagine the deserts of Arabia 1400 years ago. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that we have created every living thing from water. There's a theory called as theory of probability. That if you toss a coin, the chances that you will be right is 1 upon 2. That is 50%. If you toss a coin twice, the chances that you will be right both the times is 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2, which is equal to 1 upon 4. That is equal to 25%. If you toss a coin thrice, the chances that you will be right all the 3 times is 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2, which is equal to 1 upon 8. That is 12.5%. If you throw a dice, the chances that you will be right is 1 upon 6. Therefore, based upon this, we have to judge the Quran. Regarding the shape of the earth, you can think of many shapes: rectangle, square, triangle, hexagonal, pentagon, so on and so forth, and spherical. So the chances that you will be right is 1 upon 10. For example, regarding the light of the moon, is it its own light or reflected light? The chances that you will be right is 1 upon 2. Regarding that every living thing is made from water, you can think of many things: wood, clay, steel, metal, plastic, so on and so forth, and water. So the chances that you will be right, take it as 1 upon 1000. The chances that all the 3 answers will be right is 1 upon 10 into 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 1000, which is equal to 1 upon 20,000. That is 0.05%. And I have mentioned several scientific facts in the Quran. These are just 3 of them. In the field of botany, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Raj, chapter number 13, verse number 3, even the fruits that are created into sex, males and females. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the lifestyle of the bee in Surah Nahl, chapter number 16, verse number 68 and 69. That previously we thought that it was the male bee which is the worker bee. But later on, after science had advanced, we have come to know it is not the male bee which is the worker bee, but it is the female bee which is the worker bee. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the lifestyle of the spider in Surah Ankabut, chapter number 29, verse number 41. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the lifestyle of the ant in Surah Namal, chapter number 27, verse number 17 and 18. In the field of genetics, we know that it's the male fluid which is responsible for determining the sex of the child. In the field of embryology, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks in the glorious Qur'an in Surah Iqra, chapter number 96, about the alaqa, that is a leech-like substance, something which clings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the various embryological stages in Surah Mu'minun, chapter number 23, verse number 12 to 14. Alaqa, mudgha, idama. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks regarding the fingerprints. Many of the people, they say that how will Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala resurrect us and reconstruct our bones once we have been destroyed? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Qiyamah, chapter number 75, verse number 3 and 4. That tell them Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not only reconstruct their bones, but will reconstruct in perfect order the very tips of their fingers. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He will not only reconstruct their bones, but He will reconstruct in perfect order the very tips of their fingers. And it was later on discovered in 1880, where Sir Francis Galton, he discovered regarding the fingerprinting method. And he said that even in 1,000,000 human beings know to fingerprints in the world, they are same. And that's the reason today the FBI, the CIA, the CID, they use this fingerprinting method to catch the criminals. I would like to mention an example. Professor Tagata Tagashin, he was in the university in Thailand. And he was doing a great research on pain receptors. And previously we thought that it was the brain which was responsible for pain. It was later on discovered that it is due to the pain receptors in the skin that is responsible for feeling the pain. That's the reason when you go to a doctor with a burn, the doctor pricks a pin. If you feel the pain, if the patient feels the pain, the doctor is happy. The pain receptors are intact. If the patient does not feel the pain, the doctor is sad. The pain receptors have been damaged. It is a deep burn. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse number 56, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا بِآيَاتِنَا سَوْفَ نُصْلِيهِمْ نَارًا كُلَّمَا نَضْجَتْ جُلُودُهُمْ بَدَّلْنَاهُمْ جُلُودًا غَيْرَهَا لِيَذُوقُوا الْعَذَابَ. As for those who reject our signs, we shall cast them into the fire, and as often as their skins are roasted, we shall give them fresh skins that they shall feel the pain. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about pain receptors 1400 years ago. So Professor Tagata Tagashin, he was so shocked with this verse that in the 9th medical conference in Riyadh, in the conference itself, he said the Shahada, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. There is no God but Allah, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is his messenger. So now you ask this atheist that who could have mentioned all of this in the glorious Qur'an 1400 years ago? He will give you the only answer that had given earlier: the creator, the manufacturer, the maker. This creator, this manufacturer, this maker, this producer, in Arabic we Muslims called him as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.